With all the talk of the Gabby Petito case, domestic violence has been a topic that's getting a lot of attention. The College of Eastern Idaho in Idaho Falls is putting on a special event addressing the issue of violence against women. Eyewitness News 3 reporter Rachel Fabley has more on the Clothesline Project.
According to the Idaho State Police, more than 2,000 reports of sexual assault were reported in 2020. More than half of those victims were under 14, and more than 50% of that were 10 or younger.
A lot of these people have been carrying these stories since they were kids.
The Clothesline Project is giving a voice to survivors and the families of those killed.
What I love about what we're doing is we're creating a safe place for people to come to tell their stories, and people don't feel alone. You know, again, because there's so many factors that create isolation around these stories. And so when people can walk around and read these messages, they suddenly realize they are a part of a very special tribe. And the courage that it takes to be here and to participate is just incredibly moving.
Shining a light on a dark subject.
The abuse hides in the shadows, and so being able to bring light to the abuse and bring light to those survivors gives them a place to be safe and be supported. So it's important to make sure that we're talking about it and that we're letting them know that they're heard.
Heard and not alone, especially as authorities report more domestic violence cases since before the pandemic began.
COVID actually brought an increase in domestic violence. And overall, you know, what we continue to see are the numbers continue to go up. And so we just need to do something different. We need to do better. And that's a part of what we're trying to do. We want to contribute to a solution. We want to do something different that makes a difference.
CEI is holding the exhibit until Thursday at 2 p.m.
People can come in. We have a separate room where people can create their own t-shirts. We have resource information. We have counselors on site because this can be really triggering for people.
Organizers say they've already had a great turnout and are already planning another event next year.
I think it just brings a more visceral experience to just the epidemic of this, not only in our country, but in the state of Idaho, in our communities and in our homes.
It's extremely important because it does happen. And so since it does happen, we need to make sure that we're talking about it and giving a voice to those survivors, that they're listened and that they're valid and that they are important.
In Idaho Falls, I'm Rachel Fabley.